inside the financial market here in the US. So, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining this great live stream. And yes, we are on live here on YouTube. So, guys, make sure to follow, make sure to drop a like. And if you got any questions for me, just please let me know in the comment section. This is Selena, and we are talking from the beginning of the US market. So the US market will open in exactly 3 minutes. And yes, let's have a quick look at what happened yesterday in the US market. First of all, we have crude oil that's gaining more and more value in the past few days. So we can see that a lot is still happening is with Iran, especially with the new leader, with the leader being killed. So the president got killed yesterday. And yes, this is pushing oil prices higher and higher again because, as you guys know, the Strait of Hormuz is still closed and we are facing a big problem. So oil prices going up and there's a small recovery for most of the biggest US stocks, okay? So most of the US stocks are right now big on a recovery mode after what happened last week. So if you guys know, last week was the worst day and the worst week for everyone in the Wall Street, okay? But we are positive this week. I think it's becoming better. So as we see here, the Nasdaq is giving us clear signs that this is my special rejection zone. So this is a support level for Nasdaq. We have seen this have a big hit 20,000 times here. And yes, it's still being hit till today. So as you can see, we have this all-time high at August that went to become a resistance, then a support later. So I'm telling you guys, right now, this could be a great zone for everyone who's trading Nasdaq. Make sure to take your entry spot whenever the markets hit this zone. So as explained in the video earlier, what I have said that you should know three things while trading in the US market. You have to know how to spot liquidity, support, and resistance. So if you know what's happening in the market, if you get to understand the psychology of the market, then you're going to understand how it works in this huge and interested field. If you don't have a clear view what's going to happen today in the US market, then make sure to get to learn that as soon as possible. So we have exactly 1 minute left to the opening, and then we're gonna start our new day here in Wall Street. And let's see how is it gonna go for today. So big day ahead of us. We have a lot of stuff coming soon. We have the Fed Reserve. We have a lot of announcements coming here. So let's check out investing.com and let's see how is it going. So we have a lot of news coming out today, and I want you guys to make sure to actually pay attention, okay? I want you guys to pay attention because big stuff is happening today in the market. As you can see, let's go to the economic calendar so we can check. So first of all, we have the crude oil inventories coming soon with a massive shock that came to the people on Wall Street because we had we had a forecast of 0.8 million barrels instead of 3.84 last week. So as you can see here, minus 1,500,000. So it changed from yesterday till today, okay? It's changed the map because yesterday it was 0.4, but today it's minus 1.5 million barrels. So these are important news because crude oil is actually facing one of its worst moments in ages. So we still have exactly 59 minutes before it starts, and then we're going to see how is it going to happen, okay? So we're going to check everything today, and I want you guys to stay tuned because a lot is happening today. We have the interest rate decision. We also had the FOMC press conference. We also have, we have Oh my god, what do we have else? Well, we have the statement, the press conference, the oh, oh yeah, the statement, the press conference, crude oil inventories, and interest rate. Okay, so I want you guys to pay attention. A huge and massive day ahead of us. We also have the inflation rate decision for Canada coming in exactly 14 minutes. So it's on a 2.25% and it's gonna be stable. Same thing for the US, and it's at 3.75. And it's gonna be the same thing also. So moving on, let's check and analyze today's news together, okay? Um use So where are we on the world? First of all, stock futures turn red amid hot producer inflation data. Caution ahead of Fed decision. So Brent price reverses earlier losses as Iran war supply fears persist. Brent futures gained 1.3% to 104 US dollars a barrel after having dipped in Asian trade and following an agreement between Iraqi and Kurdish authorities to resume oil exports through Turkey's Ceyhan port. The deal offered some relief to markets from supply disruptions caused by the fighting in the Middle East, although Brent still remained above $100 a barrel, which is very bad, as the war now in its third week already showed few signs of easing because it's just starting, okay? So there's still that's gonna happen. Great content. Thank you, Dia. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So thank you so much for your comment. If you have any question, please let me know in the comment section, okay? Thank you, my friend. I appreciate your comment. So as you can see here, the the Brent oil futures have gained more than 1.2%, so it's just getting more interested. It's a huge cinema. There's also Epstein involved in the Iran war, Diddy, and many other people. We have seen the president of Iran who got killed today, and this is just adding more gasoline to the war that already started. So I'm telling you guys, you should be careful, especially in these conditions, these market conditions. Also, we have gold prices extend decline as rate uncertainty grows before Fed meeting. So not a lot of news regarding to the Middle East conflict, but it's still a big problem. So if you go to US oil here, check on the news. Thank you so much. Thank you for the emoji. Thank you so much. So if you have any question, please let me know in the comment section, okay? Just let me know. Do you trade, by the way, do you trade any special stocks or indices or whatever? You can let me know in the comment section, okay? So next we move on to our special part where we analyze the top US stocks. This is your favorite part. And yes, we're gonna see what smart money is watching right now. So we're going to analyze them from both a technical perspective and a fundamental angle. And more importantly, I'll give you the real market narrative behind these moves. So, because right now, this isn't just a stock market, this is a positioning battle between smart money and retail. So, before we jump into individual stocks, here's the key thing you need to understand. The market right now is driven by four things. First of all, we have the AI hype, we have the interest rate expectations, liquidity conditions, and the most importantly, the Middle East conflict, okay? Geopolitics. It's what's driving the market these days. So, a few stocks are doing all the work, and that means if they move, everything moves. Here, we're talking about the big six or big seven. We're talking about Tesla, Amazon, Nasdaq, Nvidia. Oh, sorry, not Nasdaq, not Nasdaq, sorry. Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, and Google. So when they move, the whole US economy moves with them. So first of all, we're going to start with Apple, okay? So before I dive into the technical, let's go through all the important news that's happening. I see a lot related to China. Apple says some AI 5 code apps violate App Store rules by running code that alters app functionality. Also, Nvidia is a value stock. Arjun Kramer might have a point. She got in China offers tailwind for Tencent that is market talk. Executive to smart drink maker. So the smart drink maker is taking a lot of fever from Apple. So it's in the here we go. Here we go. Apple's head of home hardware leaves for smart drink maker. It's official deal confirmed. Here we go. Hmm. Not so important news, but let's analyze Apple, okay guys? So it's the backbone of the market. As you can see here, from a technical perspective, we're seeing consolidation after a strong move up and down, and the price is holding key support, which tells us buyers are still active, but the momentum is slowing. So if you want to draw our special support zone for Apple, it's gonna be here and here. So this is the support zone. I like to draw my supports like this, not just one small uh horizontal line, but I think it needs to be more than it's like a rectangle. So this suppose is like a zone, you know. And then if you want to draw our special resistance, it's gonna be this one. Okay, perfect. Can also remove these, not necessary. Perfecto. So what do you guys know about Apple? You can let me know in the comment section what do you think about the Apple stock. So with a market capitalization of over 3.73 trillion US dollars, Apple is sitting at the second most valuable company in the world after Nvidia. Okay, so it's right now not a hype stock; it's a stability stock. Institutions use Apple as a safe place to buy capital and as a defensive tech position. But here's the problem: the growth is slowing. So is Apple still a leader or just a placeholder? Because if you analyze over time, you can see that we had this all-time high at 259 back in December. We went down to back to our support level, then went up. What is this? Can you re-explain? Of course, welcome my friend. So we are analyzing the Apple stock. So you know Apple, the brand, the headphones, etc. AirPods, iPod, whatever you can think of. So this is a stock. You can basically trade in Apple stock. So as you can see here, we're talking about what's happening to Apple stock right now. So we're at a consolidation level. We have seen the growth of Apple happening throughout the years. If you analyze over time, then it reached the stage of maturity. So it's like a mature girl, you know? It's not a good girl anymore. And Apple is on its all-time high, which was previously, which is still 288. But we went back to our support level, back to um 246, and then we went here first time up, down for a bit, then we went up to the all-time high. We went back to the support level at 223. Then we went to our resistance level, then down, then up, and down again. So what is this telling us? Apple is playing this level. The institutionals keep buying here and then they sell up when they reach this level. Or also it can be people triggering the stop loss. So people might have their stop loss here, they just sell the stock. And then it shouldn't buy the stock. They buy the stock here and then it goes up again. Then it will be either the investors or some Trump traders who gets their stop loss or take profits triggered. Then they just sell at this level. That's what makes the Apple stock go down again. So this is basic fundamentals for market 101. Demand and supply goes up, a lot of people sell, it goes down, it goes up again. In this level, a lot of people want to sell, make money, take their profit. Then it goes down, and then it keeps on going up and down. And then we ever reach this support level, then we just see people buy the stock again, especially for the for the institutionals and for Jeffrey Epstein. Then it goes up again at this level. So this is what economists call liquidity function. We see three patterns in our stock. So first of all, you gotta know the psychology of the market. So you gotta draw your support and resistance level. Then through psychology of the market, you're going to know whether your stock is going up and down when you use liquidity also included. So as you can see here, it keep on going up and down, and now we're still at this consolidation level for Apple. So next you move on to Nvidia, okay? Nvidia Corporation. So same thing again for Nvidia. First of all, let's go to the to the news because we have an important. Oh, we gotta check, by the way. You have to check where's Nvidia's GTC going. So it's been a $4 million. That's gonna end tomorrow for. Oh, sorry. No, this is not what I want. Okay, so Nvidia's GTC. So if you go to CNBC, for example, let's check it out. So Nvidia's big GTC showcase barely budged the stock. So we have the opening already. Let's check it out for crude oil. It's a green day for crude oil. It went down on Monday, but then we're still going up today. So a day after Jason Huang revealed a new chip and updated guidance at Nvidia's annual GTC conference, the stock is not doing much. And this raises few questions. Was this year's keto a disappointment, or has the stock simply ran out of steam? Nvidia is one of the most frustrating stocks in the market, especially for fundamental investors like us. But we know that GTC demands that we maintain a position in the name and reminds us that this remains a stock to be owned long term, not traded. For those who don't own any Nvidia shares, the immediate response to remarkable kilo presents a buy opportunity. So, going back to the stock, so going back to Nvidia stock, what is Nvidia? Well, Nvidia is a food actually you can try it, by the way. Fried Nvidia with rice. It's so good. So, um, Nvidia is a stock, the stock of Nvidia, the Nvidia Corporation. We can take you to, hmm, sorry. So here, for example, we can check on Nvidia company. I appreciate your efforts. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking Selena. Thank you so much. So Nvidia is making the chips for the whole world. From do you play video games, by the way, dear? Dix, dear, do you play video games? Do you love video games or not? So if you play video games, all of the chips that control the graphics, the graphics, everything related to video games and for AI especially. So all the videos you can make through AI, you can tell me, oh, is this AI? See, for example, Netanyahu kissing Trump or something like that. Those videos, oh, you love video games. You don't just play video games, you love them. That's an interesting one. Okay, so if you love video games, you should know Nvidia. Nvidia is a company that makes the chips for YouTube. If Nvidia fails to hold its key moving average, there will be a sheer reaction. How much are you currently invested? Well, as I said, for Nvidia, it's not for trading. Actually, it's for investing, it's for the future, it's for the long term. Because as you guys can see here, well, Nvidia just had its most important meeting this week. But there's no change for the stock because we have reached a maturity level already. We need something different to push Nvidia further because um Nvidia is producing something that no one in the world produces. Okay, all the big companies, all the AI companies rely on Nvidia. So imagine all of the AI we're using today is actually um being sourced from Nvidia's chips. So if Nvidia quits, if we stop relying on Nvidia, we can never have AI anymore. That's what makes it one of the biggest companies and the most valuated company of the world. If you check the market capitalization, it's 4.4 trillion US dollars. That's a whole economy for most big, more than all the GDP, more than all the GDP of all the European countries. Not all the for each of them. It's, if you relate to as a GDP of a special country in Europe, that's gonna be the highest GDP. Okay, so it's not just a small corporation. It's a whole economy functioning in California. So I am telling you, Nvidia is something to hold for the future, but not for now. If you want to trade, if you want to buy and sell every day, each day, well, Nvidia is not for you. But if you're someone thinking about the future, I am telling you, Nvidia is the best choice, okay? So as you guys can see here, LLM, for those who costs exceed $400, you must make a decision tonight about whether to stay or leave. What suggestions do you have, Selena? Those who costs. So if you mean stay or leave it, the Nvidia stock, I am telling you, it's better to hold and not sell because we have reached maturity level and we can never know what the future is holding for us. So if you go back here on the chart, we can see the same pattern happening with Apple. If you go back to the Apple stock, you can see here up, down, up, down, up, down on the same consolidation level. We go to Tesla, it's maybe the same thing too. And we go to Nvidia. It's clearly the same thing again happening. So I am telling you, Nvidia is something to hold for the future. And I am personally holding a lot in my portfolio from Nvidia because I am trusting this project. I know that great people are working behind this incredible company. And yes, you too should invest in Nvidia for your kids and for the future. Okay? So if you guys have any other question about Nvidia, please let me know in the comment section before we move on to the next stock, okay? So, a small recap about what she said about Nvidia. Well, technically we have a strong trend but extended. So it's an extended trend and any pullback gets aggressively bought. If you see here, we go down for one day, we go up again. Same thing here, we go down, reach a support zone, same day we go up again. And the narrative is Nvidia is not trading on fundamentals anymore. It's trading on expectations of the future LA economy. So the key insight is when a stock trades on expectations, not reality, it becomes extremely sensitive to disappointment. So watch this closely. If Nvidia keeps going up, market says bullish, and if Nvidia cracks, the entire market will feel it, especially on Nasdaq and S&P 500 because they're not actually like for the or all the S&P 500 indices or whatever. They're based on capitalization. So Nvidia has the largest part in the stock. If it moves, it's gonna make the whole S&P 500 moves. It's not 500 companies aside. It's the one that has the most liquidity. So it's liquidity based. It depends on how much you're actually investing inside the index, okay? So index. So next we're gonna move on to Bill Gates, Microsoft, okay? Many people don't actually like Microsoft. I can kind of agree with you, okay? I can agree with you. So it's a quiet giant. It has great structure, high lows, strong trend, and less volatile than Nvidia. Is where and Microsoft is where smart money is more comfortable. Why? Because you have the AI exposure, cloud dominance, and real cash flow, like in the story. So the key insight is the difference between hype and quality. Nvidia is explosive, while Microsoft is more mature, sustainable, and for the future too. So, talking about Microsoft, well, as you can see here, as you can see here, there's clearly difference between Apple, Tesla, and Nvidia, and then we have Microsoft on another level. What is wrong with your voice? What's wrong with my voice? Can't you hear me now? Are you really trading Tesla or are you trading in the stock of Elon Musk? Leon, oh, what a question. Are you trading on Tesla or are you trading in the stock of Elon Musk? Damn, I tried to get your question, but I couldn't. What does it mean? I could say that maybe you're actually trying to tell me that, oh, are you actually trading on the Tesla stock or no, whatever, man. I don't understand your question. Can you say it again, please? Like, I couldn't understand your question. Trading in the stock of Elon Musk. Do we have any Elon Musk here? Like, do I type Elon Musk, for example? Elon Musk. Oh shit. So, Luan, I couldn't get your question actually. So, let's move on to Tesla until Luan says something. So, this is a Tesla stock. If you want the Elon Musk stock, please let me know where I can find it because I couldn't find it here. Okay, so the support zone is going to be perfect here. So whenever you go into a stock, the first three things you have to find are the support zone, the resistance zone, and then the liquidity zone. So what's happening in the market and how is the liquidity moving? Is it going up? Is it bullish? Is it bearish? And what's happening exactly? So if you want to say, can some of you tell me in the comment section what's happening in the Tesla stock right now? What is this? And where is it taking us? Can someone let me know in the comment section? Can one of you guys just tell me why is it? What's actually happening in the Tesla stock? Dia, for example, can you tell me? Dia, are you still with us? So Dia, are you still with me or not? Okay, so Dia's not here. Are you sick? I don't know. Are you here? Okay, okay. Okay, so it's okay, Mr. Dia. With time, you're going to get better, okay? With time. So let me tell you what's happening here, okay? I'm gonna tell you exactly what's happening in here. And then you can clock it, okay? Clock it, clock it. So we're gonna clock the Tesla stock. So if we see this pattern, this is the support zone. And this is the resistance, okay? Support is where the market keeps going down to. It's a level where we can see corrections or maybe pullbacks. So this place, This, you know what this zone decides? It decides everything about our stock. So it can be, for example, when it reaches this side, it's either it will either keep going down or it will go up. Okay? No, not this one. Okay. This is better. So it will either go up or it will go down. And what decides it are the institutionals, okay? So if you go to this level, and then the market, if I want to know if Tesla is a car or a trade company. If yes, so Elon Musk is a trader. Wow. Is it trader? Is it the stock of Elon Musk? Are you guys trying to confuse me here or what? Well, Tesla is a company, it's a car company. It does everything. Right now, it does robotics, AI, and everything you can think of. So Tesla is not just a car company anymore. And yes, you can trade basically the stock of Tesla. Do you get it? So here, for example, this is a super level. When we reach this level, the institutionals, the big banks, the big companies, the people with money, APCs, okay? The APCs can either decide to buy or not to buy. And if they don't decide to buy, well, we have no one that's going to support this level because all of us are waiting to this level to buy more stocks, okay? Because it's cheaper here and we think the institutionals are going to take the market up. So this is where traders get trapped. I heard that Jeff Bezos is bald. Isn't it? Yes, he's bald. Yes, he is. He's a bald guy, no hair. So he has a shampoo company, by the way. Okay, so we gotta check on that later. We're gonna move to Amazon later. That might explain to you the shampoo effect on stocks. So as you can see here, if the institutionals don't actually buy stocks here, there's nothing that's going to support the market, and then it's going to go down. It will keep going down until someone buys the offer. Then the market will go up again. Same thing here. As you can see, the market went here. Then we had institutionals who bought the stocks at this price, okay? At 382. It was a good price to them. They can maybe sell again at 280. And they made a lot of money. Imagine millions of stocks. Traders are trading thousands of millions of stocks every day through the market. So next we are going to move to we've seen Tesla, Apple, and Nvidia, and also Microsoft. So now we're gonna move on to your guy in Amazon. The ball you can see it's brand stock here. Okay, I have to refresh. There's a problem with the chart here. So what is the difference between Nvidia and Tesla? Well, Tesla is a car company, while Nvidia is another company. Let's ask Google for it. What is the difference? Bit what is the difference between? Okay, sorry guys. Wait. Not effect. Effect and effect. No, not that. Ah, think our guy Dix is asking us about Nvidia and Tesla. So, NVIDIA is a technology company specialized in designing GPUs and AI chips, serving as a primary AI infrastructure provider, while Tesla is an automotive and energy company focusing on electric vehicles, robotics, and autonomous driving technology, often using NVIDIA chips for training its AI models. So the core business of NVIDIA is creating the hardware and software platforms for AI processing, while Tesla manufactures EVs, electrical vehicles, and develops AI software, like full self-driving. So you can see there's a massive difference, my guy, Dix here. So NVIDIA does AI computing and graphic ships, while Tesla does electric vehicles and autonomous technology. So that's a huge different market between the two companies. One is a car company, one is an AI chip company. So moving on to Tesla, let's check what news do we have for Tesla. Oh, okay, not very important, but here we can see for Amazon, um, we can say I don't think it's a good idea actually. It's not a good market. It depends if it's a pink or a black market, okay? It depends if it's a pink or a black one. So we'll talk about Amazon and then we talk about the TBON market. First of all, it's one of the most important stocks in the market, but also one of the most misunderstood right now. Because while everyone is focused on AI names like Nvidia, Amazon is moving more quietly, and that's where opportunities usually hides. So looking at the chart, Amazon recently pushed higher but is now slowing down near its support zone. We saw a recovery from the previous dip here, like Nvidia, but not momentum, like Nvidia and Meta. So, if you want to mention some key levels, we have the support zone here at 195, and then we have a great resistance at 237. This is recent high where price got rejected many times. So, it's not a breakout stock right now. It's just a grinding trend stock. So here's the key difference. Amazon is not driven by hope, it's driven by real business performance, consumer demand, and cloud revenue, which means this stock moves slower, but when it moves, it's more stable. Oh, so is it a big one? Do you think it's a big one? I think it's a good idea if it's a big one, okay? So if it's a big one, that's gonna be a great and massive idea for your friend. And you also can um so Amazon is basically two businesses. You have e-commerce and then you have AWS, Amazon Web Services. And right now, AWS is the real driver. We have cloud plus AI infrastructure demand that's growing, and Amazon is one of the biggest players. But here's the catch. It doesn't get the same high premium as Nvidia, okay? It's less. I learned a lot from you. Thank you so much. Oh, you're welcome, Dixie. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's my pleasure, actually. That's my pleasure. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So it doesn't get the same high premium as Nvidia. Your explanation is quite good. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. So Amazon has less volatility, less excitement, but also less downside risk from hype collapse. So this is where it gets interesting. For retail, it chases fast moving AI stocks. For smart money, it accumulates stocks like Amazon quietly because Amazon offers stability, cash flow, and long-term positioning in AI cloud. So Amazon is not risk-free, by the way. You should watch for weak consumer spending, margin pressure in e-commerce, and also slower AWS growth. So if AI AWS slows, Amazon eventually slows too. So now we'll go back to the Middle East conflict and see what's happening in the global market. So we go to Reuters so we can have a quick analysis that can also guide you guys through what's happening. We're just waiting for the where is it? Economic calendar. So we just waited for the crude oil inventories coming in exactly 24 minutes, and we're gonna analyze it together. Who's still choosing Nvidia at these levels? Well, me, okay? As I told you, Leon, I told you before, Nvidia is a great stock right now because, as you can see, we are still on an uptrend. So, Nvidia is still going up. As you can see here, we have a support and a resistance zone, which is quite perfect. It's not that good, but for the future. And as I said before, Nvidia is for the people who want to trade for the future and not today. So if you want to invest for the future of your kids, for the future of your grandkids, Nvidia is perfect. On the long run, it's perfect. But right now, if you want to just do day trading or short-term trading, I don't think it's a good idea because we have reached a maturity level that will be here for a long time, okay? So we have crude oil inventories coming soon. As you can see here, it changed a lot. The forecast back here was 2.8. Now it's minus 1,500,000. I'm actually waiting for a pullback, okay? This is a great zone. So as you can see here, most of the big institutionals have were at 172, and you also should wait for this level. So if you want to buy in Nvidia, the perfect level to buy in is 172. You should keep this one here, 170, I think. Yeah, 170 is the perfect level if you're trying to buy Nvidia stock, and not now. Wait for a pullback and then enter the market, and boom, you are good, and you're good to go. So, as I said before, crude oil inventories coming in exactly 20 minutes, and you're still waiting. So, as I always said, geopolitics are also important. Well, yeah, as I said right now, I'm waiting for the market to reach this zone here, okay? Once we reach this zone, you should basically enter the position. You should buy here. Buy, okay? So, just wait for this exact place. Wait, analyze the market first, and then enter your position. And then you are good to go. So, if you want to say, it's going to look like this. No, not this one, not the ray. Info line. Yeah. It's going to look like this, and then boom. Maybe up here. Okay, so this is the scenario we're waiting for. Uh, okay, let me remove this one. Trend line. So it's going to look like this exactly, okay? So you should wait for similar thing to happen in the market, and then you should buy exactly at this level. So just wait for it, and it's going to happen soon. So moving on to the geopolitics of the world. Oh, thank you, Nali. We usually start at 9:20 before the opening of the market, 10 minutes before. You have a quick recap of what happened yesterday, and then boom, you analyze the market as soon as it opens, okay? So you're gonna see me live every day from Monday to Friday at 9:20 p.m. Post, we have a great article here. Let's analyze it together. First oil shock, now a strong dollar surprise. Volatility means investors may not only have to contemplate a higher oil price, but also a stronger dollar than many had bargained for at the start of the year. The greenback has emerged as one of the clearest safe haven winners since the US Israeli strike on Iran on February 28 sparked conflict across the region and virtually closed the Strait of Hormuz. So let's check on Where are we right now? This was yesterday. Iran's 200 oil threat isn't that far-fetched. Iran started to set oil prices to $200 a barrel. May sound like a bombast. But as the energy crisis drags on, the outcome looks more likely than US President Donald Trump's prediction that prices will soon fall back to pre-war levels. Now when it's third week to join Israeli-US war against Iran, which has escalated into regional conflict, has elicited a surprisingly muted reaction from global oil benchmarks. Oh yeah. So a fifth of the global oil supplies passes through the Strait of Hormuz, and we have been trapped for a while. And now we're trading at 80% only of what we had before, which is very not enough. So, so let's check the Middle East news. So Saudi Arabia is planning to host Arabic and Islamic ministers to discuss the war on Wednesday. Also, we have seen key Iranian figures that have been killed in the US-Israeli war. So let's go to the Wall Street Journal to analyze exactly what's happening and let's monitor the situation together. So Israel is also saying they have turned Iran's intelligence minister. So is the end of the Iranian regime near, or what does it mean in the politics world? Because a lot of people, a lot of people working in big and massive positions have been targeted by Israel in the last 2 weeks. We have seen a lot of them dead. We might also see the new supreme leader being killed in the next few days. So this is a visual guide to the scale of the US Israeli air war on Iran. The US and Israeli war allies have killed Islamic Republic leaders and destroyed thousands of military targets. So I think the end of this war is going to end soon. Then we're gonna have a stable market again, okay? Also, Trump delayed the China summit because Trump had a planned visit to Beijing this week, but has been postponed until he deals with stuff in the Middle East. The one in Iran is the latest example of why multiple presidents have found it so hard to focus on the US most formidable rival. So this is a clear signal to China that Trump is not really thinking China is an enemy or even as important as Iran. So this could be a shift in US policy, especially against China. So I have exactly 50 minutes before the start of crude oil inventories. So are we in an AI bubble? The truth, no one is saying. So let's talk about the biggest question in the market right now. Are we an AI bubble? Because everywhere you look, Nvidia, Microsoft, even smaller names, everything is being priced around the one idea. AI will change everything. And maybe that's true. But the real question is, are prices already reflecting a perfect future? Well, first let's define a bubble properly. A bubble is not just when prices go up. It's when expectations detach from reality, valuations assume perfection, and investors stop asking, how much is this worth? Does it sound familiar? Well, let me give you three reasons why people are calling this a bubble. Narrative against fundamentals. Stocks are moving not because of earnings today, but because of what AI might become in 5 to 10 years. When future is priced today, there's no room for mistakes. So the entire market is being carried by a few AI related stocks. If you remove Nvidia, Microsoft, and a few mega caps, the market looks very, very different. And this is a classic late cycle signal. So you're seeing more and more people chasing AI stocks, buying after big moves, and expecting easy gains. That's not investing, that's momentum chasing. So why this might not be a bubble? Let's be fair, because this is where most people get it wrong. This is not 100% like the dot-com bubble. Why? Because these companies are actually making money, and AI is not just an idea, it's already being integrated into real products. And this move is not just retail. Big money is heavily involved, and institutions don't chase hype blindly. Also, we have infrastructure phase, who might be the early innings of AI, by the way. So think about it like this: build the internet before it fully explodes. So here's the truth most people don't understand. It doesn't have to be a bubble to crash. All it takes is slower growth, lower expectations, or one major disappointment, and suddenly valuation compress fast. So this is how smart money is thinking right now. They're asking what is already priced in, what is the margin of safety, and who is buying after them. So the key line is they don't ask, is AI the future? They ask, am I paying too much for that future? So here are the signals that will tell you if this is turning into a real bubble burst. Nvidia missed expectations, slowing cloud and AI growth, and market breath weakening, and also sudden sentiment shift. And when sentiment flips, it flips fast. So here's the bottom line: AI is real, and the opportunity is also real. But that doesn't mean prices are justified. The biggest money is not made by believing in the future; it's made by understanding when the future is already overpriced. So, do you guys think AI stocks are overvalued right now? Please let me know in the comment section. So, if you guys got any questions related to what I just explained right now, you can just let me know, and I will be more than happy to help you guys and make you understand what's happening in the US market now, okay? So, in exactly 10 minutes, we have the crude oil inventories. It's coming soon, and crashing crude oil inventories. So, let's check the futures of Brent market, for example. Let's go to futures here. So, 97.54. Oh, uh, this funny candle went up to 120. They went down. So, not the same as ever reached in the Ukrainian war though. As you can see here, this is what it went up. The war started around 25, I guess. Yes, then we went up for the next few days and then up again here in June. So just before the war, last February, we were at 62, okay? So it's more than double the price here, and then we went down. So it's really a big problem these days. Oh, so this is a big and massive problem. Okay, so the Iranian military says it's poised to launch a series of counterattacks on various gas fields and refineries in the Middle East in retaliation for strikes hitting Iran's South Pores gas field and facilities in Asaluya. Citing a statement from the Islamic Revolution Guards Corps, Iran Tasnim news agency says that two sites in Saudi Arabia are being targeted, as well as a gas field in the UAE and two facilities in Qatar. The agency quotes the IRGC as saying that these locations are legitimate and prime targets for retaliation. Oil and natural gas are high response. WTI gains 2.7%, Brent climbs 5.2%, and US natural gas gains 0.53. So we are at a big problem right now, as you can see here. So the Brent crude futures spike 4.7% to $108 a barrel, US futures fall, and Europe reverses course. So the shares fell on Wednesday, bearing earlier gains as oil price surged, with investors rattled by fresh developments in the Middle East conflict ahead of a key Federal Reserve meeting. Everything was relatively optimistic earlier on. I think the catalyst for the reversal is really these headlines you had earlier regarding the attacks on gas and oil fields in Iran. So, Brent crude futures were up 4.7% to $108.32 a barrel, while US West Texas Intermediate rose 1.9% to 97.98. As S&P 500 futures and Nasdaq futures both fell 0.5%. Europe was down 0.6%. Hmm. Signs of market fatigue about Middle East conflict emerge. Markets seem to be becoming increasingly desensitized to incoming geopolitical news flow, for which, not to take anything away from the significant degree of human suffering, it is a relatively common phenomenon when it comes to events such as the present Middle East conflict. Emerson's Microbrand says in a note, still kinetic action continues, Strait of Hormuz remains essentially impassable, and there has been still due to no apparent progress toward de-escalation. So, this is a big problem. Most of the companies are not willing to help and are not willing to actually, most big countries are not willing to help de-escalate the war. And we are facing a big problem. So that's a good question. What's your stop loss on Tesla right now? How much are you risking per trade? I have no stop loss, by the way. I don't do stop losses. So I keep on trading because I have I trust Tesla stock. But if you tell me where would you sell? Why would I sell? I mean, why would I? I trust Tesla. And I wouldn't sell actually. I trust the company. I trust all the big project of Tesla, especially with the coming autonomous driving system that's coming soon. I trust a big company. So when I would think about selling Tesla, it's when SpaceX would be launched. I would sell immediately and then buy when the stock goes down because many people would trade off. Like economy faces trade-offs. For example, SpaceX will be launched, much more money will be removed from Tesla and it would go to SpaceX. Then once again, removed from SpaceX and go back to Tesla. That's the hype system that goes up every time. Whenever stock appears, many people just go and buy immediately, and then they realize, oh, it's not really that important. Let me remove it. And this is how it works every time. So I am telling you, you actually shouldn't buy Tesla. You shouldn't sell Tesla. So you just hold the stock and see how it goes, okay? So we have 4 minutes left, and then we're going to realize um what's gonna happen on the crude oil market, okay? Well, I have an idea about what's driving gold, okay? So I have a massive idea about what's driving gold. That's a good question, actually. So gold is moving again, and the more traders are asking, why is gold going up even when things don't seem that bad? Because gold doesn't move randomly. It reacts to macro forces, and if you don't understand those, you understand gold. So it's not just a commodity itself, it's a macro asset. It reflects fear, liquidity, currency weakness. So when gold moves, it's telling you something about the global system. So this is the number one driver. Gold has no yield. So when interest rate goes up, gold becomes less attractive. And when rates go down, gold becomes more attractive. Say this clearly. Right now, markets are starting to price in. We have possible rate cuts or at least the end of tightening, which means gold is front running easier monetary policy. And gold and the dollar have an inverse relationship. Simple logic, strong dollar, gold down, weak dollar, strong gold. And the key insight is if the dollar starts weakening, gold doesn't just rise, it accelerates. So whenever there's uncertainty in the world, money moves to safety. For example, wars, political instability, and global tensions. So just to let me clue you in. Gold is not reacting to events. It's actually reacting to the uncertainty about the future. So this is something most retail traders ignore. Central banks are buying gold aggressively. Why? Because it's diversified away from USD, hedging risk and protecting reserves. So when central banks buy gold, they're not trading, they're positioning long term. So this is where it gets a bit more advanced. Uh, Real yield equals interest rate minus inflation. If inflation is high and rates are low, gold bullish. If real yields rise, the gold is pressured. So gold doesn't care about inflation alone. It cares about how inflation compares to interest rates. And yes, gold is bullish right now, but here's what could change that. Strong US dollars, higher real yields, and hawkish central banks, and also reduced global tensions. If these flip, gold can reverse fast. So, what's driving gold right now? It's not just one thing, it's a combination of rate expectations, dollar movement, global uncertainty, and central bank demand. So, one final thing gold is not moving because of today, it's moving because the market doesn't know what to expect tomorrow. Oh, so let's check out crude oil market. It didn't do much to it. So the answer is 6 million. Okay? Oh, so this is gonna push the market up. Mm. Well, predicting the price of crude oil depends on the geopolitical instability in the world right now, okay, Mali? Thank you for the question. It depends on the geopolitical problem we have in the world, especially with the Middle East conflicts that's making the oil prices go up and go higher every single day. And this is what's driving the market right now. If you see here, for example, Iran wants neighbors of energy site counterattacks. It's gonna hit two sites in the UAE, one in the UAE, two in Saudi Arabia, one in the UAE and one in Qatar. So imagine if this got hit. Less crude oil in the world, and with a strait that's already closed, that's going to push the price of the crude oil more and more every single day. Okay? So um for this, so we've had it. The forecast actually 6 million. Wow. So it goes at the 100 level again, okay? So let's have it at 100. Mm. So that's a big problem. And then we have another news coming out soon, okay? More news coming today. So the economic projections coming in exactly 4 hours, something like that. So this was all for today, guys. Thank you so much for staying in the live stream. I really appreciate it having you guys here. Thank you, massive thanks for all of you who stayed in the live stream. And yes, don't forget, come to the first link down there and join my WhatsApp, okay? So there I will share and send you great things that would help you in your trading every day. So thank you guys and see you again tomorrow with interesting videos about the market. And yes, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, and make sure to comment and join my WhatsApp down there. Goodbye, guys, and have a great day.